Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Yeah, we're good. Awesome.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins. The eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
On the back of the announcement of the celebration of football, NPLSA will be investing $50,000 into a coach education fund. $35,000 will be invested into community coach education, which will see 19 courses at club venues and over 500 community coaches. Working closely with clubs to develop and upskill coaches will strengthen the grassroots community, which will obviously benefit the football community as a whole.
It can only be beneficial because most of the clubs, most of the coaches start off just as parents coaching their kids' teams, and they're learning on the job as much as the kids. So this would be perfect because not only would kids be getting coached, the coaches will be getting coached.
As a club, we struggle to attract good coaches, and having this sort of funding coming our way will actually allow us to sort of offer more boys and girls out there to actually coach at the club. Everything comes at a cost these days, and this award presented to our club here again will allow our average parents, supporters, players to the opportunity to come out and actually to take on coaching and to be part of it. They've got a passion about this sport and a passion about this club. They'll be able to come here now, get trained up and actually take on the team and just move forward with us here.
The remaining $15,000 will be invested into a joint initiative with NPLSA, Adelaide United and PSV, where selected coaches and technical directors from South Australia will be given a professional development opportunity to go to PSV in October 2025.
Once you get the bug for the coaching, you love it, and you love seeing the kids improve, especially the connection to your club. You want to see the kids come through at your club, and it's just a win-win for everyone.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
Good evening and welcome to round 19 of the RD19 NPLSA, and we are back at Jack Smith Park for a cold, wet winter night. I am Mark Talbot and I'll be your commentator, so sit back in your, I'm sure your nice living rooms where it'll be nice and warm and enjoy what should be a great game. Birkalla versus Playford, 7th versus 8th, the SL1 final rematch from 2024, both teams on 25 points, 2 points behind Campbelltown in 6th, both playing for a final spot. Birkalla, the form team, with 4 wins in the last 5 and 1 loss, and Playford 2 wins from the last 5 with 3 losses, but 2 losses in the last 2, and we'll be looking to turn their form around. We have the lineups for this evening's clash. We'll start with the home side in Birkalla. Number 2, Adam Lacornu. Number 5, Reese Yojevich. Number 6, Ryan Yates. Number 8, George Blackwood. Number 10, Charlie Devereaux. Number 11, Mason Ayubi. Number 17, Dylan Klassen Thomas. Number 18, Yohei Matsumoto. And number 20, and captain Nicholas Harpus. number 22, Alan Walsh, number 26, Tyrese Conway. And on the bench for Birkalla is number 1, Nicholas Woolley, number 14, Nathan Inajanto, returning from suspension, number 15, Zach Becker, number 23, Harrison Ashworth, number 33, Sebastian Smith, number 35, Alex Sakonis. And at the helm for Birkalla, Stav Galekis. And your team, your Playford Patriots this evening: number 1, Luke Ostby, number 3, Braden French, number 4, Sean Harvey, number 5, Tyson Harriman, number 6, Isaac Mullen, number 7, Santiago Tabares, number 10, Daniel Ryan, number 14, Xavier Pratt, number 20, Ethan Allgate, number 22, Malad Ahmad, number 23, Reece Townsend, returning into the starting lineup this evening. Number 8, Samuel Voigt, number 9, Christos Pounenders, both on the bench. Number 11, Jackson Kurtz. Number 18, Joseph Dodson, the new arrival from from Canberra's NPL. Prior to that, he was in America. Number 19, Ben Woolard. And rounding out the bench for Playford is number 21, Braden Andamar. As the teams are about to kick off, and in the middle for this clash, referee Liam Miller, and ably assisted by Thomas Temby and Zach Britton. Game proudly brought to you by the RAA, proud supporters of the local game here in SA, in this RAA NPLSA. And as I said, it is a very wet evening here, as we look Playford kicking from left to right of your screen in the white shirt, maroon shorts, white socks. And Birkalla gets us underway, kicking right to left. And Birkalla lining up as they have been with their form of late, with Yohei Matsumoto playing in at right back and earning an early free kick. With Reese Jojevic, Lacornu and Ayubi rounding out the back four. In the middle they have Yates and Devereaux. And then across the front, almost a front four, I have Blackwood, Welsh. Matsumoto swings the ball wide to Ayubi. He's closed down quickly there and eventually finds Blackwood. He's up against French. Can't quite get the cross in at the first time of trying. As Ayubi's hit there. Continue to play on. Yates goes back but gives the ball away to Tabares. Eventually the ball goes out of play on this near side. And as I was saying, that front four for Birkalla and Blackwood, Welsh, Conway and Klassen Thomas. Klassen Thomas with a man of the match performance last week here against Adelaide United in their resounding 3-0 win. Game was over by half time in that case, so Birkalla had done enough. Playford lining up with Ostby in goal. They have Allgate, French as the two fullbacks. Blackwood wins that header and Welsh comes away with it. And eventually Yates gives away the free kick. And due to this weather, I haven't got my usual team sheets available because it is absolutely buckling down with rain and everything is wet, so I'm not going to even bother trying to have those out on show for myself tonight, as there will be a number of games being postponed this weekend, as the first free kick comes in from distance straight down the throat of Harpus and he collects. But first early warning sign there from Ryan. Harpus goes long and goes all the way through, and it will go all the way through to Ostby in goal. Sean Harvey and Tyson Harriman will round out that back four for Playford as ball played inside. Here's Ryan, able to get towards goal, but dispossessed by Welsh, goes all the way back to Harpus. The return of Reece Townsend sees him playing up top this evening as Harriman bodies Conway off the ball, and the ball eventually will go out for a goal kick. play almost a front three Playford with Ryan on the right, Tabaris on the left, which puts Xavier Pratt, Isaac Mullen and Milad Ahmad playing through the middle of the park as Harvey goes long looking for Townsend and cleared up by Jurjevic. Here's Welsh on the score sheet last week. Passes to Conway, who's also on the score sheet last week. Here's Klassen Thomas in the box. He's able to turn, but Harvey gets a boot in and knocks it out for a corner. First one for the evening. For those of you that are regular watchers of the NPL and the local league, remember they had some absolute cracking battles, these two sides, last year in State League 1. They met earlier this year in round 8. As the first corner comes in, far post, Osby gets a hand and punches that away. Ahmed collects. He's under a lot of pressure from Ayubi. Birkalla looking to continue their high press that won him the game last week. Here's Tabaris, able to find some space, but Matsumoto comes all the way across and handles that one. He goes back to Harpus, and Harpus will go long, but he doesn't quite hit that well, and it goes straight to Ryan. Ryan hits it, blocked by Lecornu. Great effort there from Ryan, and Lecornu just helps out Harpus there, as that wind is certainly going to play havoc with those long balls. They will hold up in this wind, that is for sure. Lecornu keeps it low, plays out Matsumoto on the far right hand side, and he goes down the line looking for Conway. That's a foot race out there, and Allgate wins it under heavy pressure from Conway, and Conway wins the throw in the end. As I was saying, the last time these two met in the NPL was round 8, and it was a 3-2 win for Playford. Ball's knocked on, and Osby comes and collects. Goal scorers that day for Playford, Akpo, who's no longer with the club. He's moved back to the UK. Kurtz and Mullen. Here's Tabaris. Cuts inside. Keeps the ball and eventually gets pulled down, and the ref delays and then gives away the blows for the free kick, but outside the box. Very close to the 18-yard box, but it didn't look in the box from my angle. Goal scorers for Birkalla in that round 8 clash were Conway and Becker. And this is Dan Ryan over the ball. Looks to be Allgate with the left as well. Ethan Allgate broke into the side this year. He's done very well. So this will be both options here. In swinger and out swinger for Playford. Looks to be Allgate. He swings it in low, and it's gone in all the way through. Tabaris with a little flick just in front of Harpus, and Playford take an early lead in the 6th minute. Great ball in there from Allgate. He kept it head high, went round the wall. Tabaris making that run in front of Harpus, and Harpus not able to do much about that one at all, as Tabaris gets a little flick and Playford take the 1-0 lead 6 minutes in. And as I was saying, these games are very good battles between these two. Round 8 this year, the grand final last year was a 2-1 to Playford. Absolute cracking battles, very open games. Let's continue. Let's hope that continues this evening, and it's already started really well. Birkalla with the goal, with the kick-off to get us underway. Yates finds Matsumoto, goes back inside to Yates. He finds Klassen Thomas, turns well, looks to play in Conway behind and does so. Here's Conway, swings it across, and Osterby gets down well and holds it in very slippery conditions. Ball skidding on the artificial this evening, and he's held that well as the ball comes across, and he looks to play short and does so. Harriman goes long but gives that away to Jurjevic. Harpus goes long into the wind. It does hold up. Devereaux can't bring that under control, and Ahmed eventually gets his foot on it. Pratt back to Ahmed, and they give it away. Ryan gets dispossessed, and Claston Thomas can get his foot on it. He pushes that wide, but that's too much for Blackwood. Goes out for a throw on this near side. And as I said, I hope you're enjoying the coverage of the RAA NPLSA on the FSA League channels on YouTube. And I hope you're enjoying it from a nice warm living room this evening. Ball goes high, holds up in the wind again, and Claston Thomas can't bring that under control. Blackwood looks for Conway, but gives it away. Here's Allgate. Very slippery underfoot on the artificial. And that goes out for a throw on this near side, and we'll get French will that ball eventually goes out for a goal kick. As Harpers goes along with that goal kick and gets some good distance in this weather. Claston Thomas is able to put his foot on it and keep it. Here's Matsumoto, Yates and Birkalla happy to play back and just keep the ball. They're going to have to do a lot of that in this first half with that driving rain and wind against them. As that's just not long, and that's going to go all the way through, and Harpers will take that one and start again. This time he goes off the deck again, holds up in the wind. As Lacornu picks up the second ball, he's going to go all the way back to Harpers, but just decides not to, and then goes long. Devereaux up against Ahmed and wins the free kick. And Yates goes long early looking for Conway. Ball eventually goes out for a throw in to Playford. Harriman winning that one, asking for the handball, but very close contact, or very close to the two players there, so ref said no, and French goes along with the throw. Here's Blackwood, he's unable to get that under control. Here's Tabares. And there's an injury here. As I said, we do have some postponed games already for this weekend. No confirmation of NPL yet, but in the State League 2, the HPG State League 2, Port Pirates have postponed their match, as have Garn. And in the HPG Homes State League 1, I know the Cove has postponed their game as well. There's players back underway here, and as that ball will go out, Townsend fighting for that one, and the throw goes in the way of Birkalla. Here's Blackwood up against Ahmed. He can't do much but hook it over his head, and it goes out of play. Very slippery out there, so neither team able to really put their foot on it just yet and control the tempo. But that's what I kind of expected in this game today. It's going to be very much a battle between the two teams and the weather. It's going to be, and the linesman's flagged, and he's flagged a goal kick. As Playford are asking for that to be a corner, as Harpers did get his hands on it, but the assistant referee on this near side said that he did that after the ball had already gone out. As he'll go long into the wind, and he gets as far as Ayubi, who's able to keep it and win the throw. But yes, this weather out here is great to, if it was only raining, I think it'd be great to play in, but the fact that it's very windy as well, is making it very difficult for the teams to settle and keep the ball. Here's Pratt, he swings it in, cleared by Jurjevic, and Devereaux's able to turn that into Welsh, and Welsh is able to run. Gets forward into this driving rain and wind. Looks to go wide to Conway and finds him. Conway will cross first time, and it's cut out by Harriman. Brilliant defending there from Harriman to not let that get past him. It goes out for another corner for Birkalla. And Devereaux will swing across to take this one with his trusty left. And like most corners for Birkalla, will probably look to go to the far post where the likes of Jurjevic, Welsh, Blackwood will all be lingering. It goes near post this time, changes up and it goes through and it hits the post and out for a goal kick. Great opportunity there for Birkalla, unable to make it count as Osby beaten and saved by the post. Bit of a change up there from Birkalla. I've watched a number of their games this season and most of their corners tend to go to the far post, but this one they went near post where Classon Thomas had positioned himself. I'm not sure who got the final touch, but they managed to get it goal bound but couldn't get it in. Here's Yates, wins it and knocks it forward to Classon Thomas. He tucks it inside to Welsh. Welsh able to run. It's closed down by Mullen. Eventually Playford clear through French. And he goes long, and Matsumoto beautifully brings that under control in these difficult conditions. And he looks for Classon Thomas, but he's muscled off the ball by Harriman. And Osby collects. Ahmed, he goes wide and finds Ryan on this near side. He looks inside for French, but it's cut out and Blackwood ends up with it. Goes inside and finds Devereaux. Devereaux goes back to Lacornia and they're able to play. Lacornia plays across goal, does it very well and finds Matsumoto in space on the far side. That was well played there by Birkalla to get themselves out of a bit of trouble. Matsumoto eventually goes long looking for Welsh, and Welsh can't win that header. Devereaux gets his boot to it and Harpers does beautifully well there, reads out beautifully to find Ayubi, and Ayubi looks for Classon Thomas, but eventually French happy to put his boot through that towards goal, and Harpers collects. Matsumoto finds Conway, and Conway's able to turn. Harriman right there with him on this occasion and knocks the ball out for a throw-in. Here's Welsh, unable to get all the way through and eventually gives away the throw. Harvey with the clearance into Welsh and it ricocheted out, and Allgate will take the throw on the far side. He goes long. Ryan gets the flick. Here's Tabaris. He loses out to Yates. And Birkalla regain possession. Matsumoto goes inside and finds Devereaux. He's got some space and he looks for Ayubi on this near side and finds him in some space. But he's quickly closed down by French. Goes inside. Here's Blackwood. Blackwood will look to go line and does so. He's able to get the cross in. Crosses and cleared by Harvey at the near post. As the wind picks up again, as you probably can hear. Tabaris comes away with it for Playford, and it's a 3v2 in favour of Birkalla. And Yates brings down Tabaris and he's going to be booked for it as well. And he is. First yellow for the evening in the 17th minute. Yates isn't happy about it. He felt he won the ball, but the ref says he took the player. points goes into the book. As I said, that driving rain, the wind really picking up at the moment, which is certainly favouring Playford in this instance. As they are kicking with the wind. The argument, I wouldn't say argument, I said the disagreements are still continuing, the protests are still continuing from the Birkalla players and bench. Stav Galek is just asking the question. So another free kick, similar position to the first one, just a little bit further out that Playford scored from in the 6th minute. Same two players over at Ryan and Aldgate. We'll see what they can do this time. I would say Aldgate will take this with that left foot again and in swing it. Some bustling going on in the box. The ref just telling them to cool their heels a little bit. And here it comes, the free kick. Aldgate swings it in again in the same area, this time cleared. Eventually Blackwood's able to run away with it, but another dangerous free kick there from Aldgate, and this time Birkalla can deal with it. Playford go long looking for Reece Townsend and eventually win the throw. Playford go long with their throw. Jurjevic wins that one and it goes out for a corner. Again, apologies if that wind is really picking up here at Jack Smith Park in this round 19 RAA NPLSA clash. If you love the game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. Apply now for your mid-year entry. As it goes low and it's cleared by Yates at the near post. As you might hear there, Benny Moore just saying he's got the ball this time. No, Stav Galekis have been around a long time, the pair of them. Not saying they're old, I'm saying they've been around a long time. They've got the experience, the two of them. Let's Playford take the corner, goes longer this time, goes central, and Harper's able to get a fist onto that, but it's all he can do is knock that one out for a corner. This time it's on this near side, and Aldgate will take this one. Burke's under a little bit of pressure here as we tick over 21 minutes. Ben Moore asking for this ball to be put on the penalty spot. Aldgate goes far, and that goes all the way out and over the bar for a goal kick. If you've just joined us, you missed the early goal. Thanks to One World LED and Sportal Scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Early goal scored by Tavares for Playford to make it 1-0 in the 6th minute here at Jack Smith Park, as Harpers goes long. Again, as you can see, it holds up in the wind. Won by Playford, but second ball to Yates. He goes long, but that's going to hold up as well, and Classen Thomas gets a flick, but Harvey's happy to put his foot through that one, and that will go out on the far right. Matsumoto will keep that out, keep it in on the far side, and he goes long. Neither side putting their foot on the ball at the moment. Here's Ahmad. Now he puts his foot on it. Mullen unable to keep it. Here's Classen Thomas, Conway. Classen Thomas, great little play there. Here's Blackwood into the box, onto his right. Hits it, and he's just sent that one wide at the near post. Osby went down hoping that was going to go wide, and it just went the wrong side of the post for Birkalla, but great play there from Birkalla, finally team puts their foot on the ball, plays some beautiful interplay, and Blackwood ends up with it and able to cut it onto his right foot, but can't get the shot to go the right side of the post. Townsend eager to get going, but can't pick the ball up in this weather. As French will take the throw in, just in front of me here in this Devereaux wins the flick. Welsh looks for Classon Thomas and finds him. He looks for Conway, but Conway gets there first in front of Allgate and does well to win it. Here's Welsh, Classon Thomas with the little touch, but Welsh never going to get on the end of that one. Here's Osby. He'll look to go. Well, I thought he'd go long, but he went short. Here's French. And ball goes out for a throw in favour of Playford. Townsend wins the flick, looking for Pratt, but Jurjevic comes across and he cuts that one out. Playford had the throw. Dangerous position, and French will probably look to go long and does. Flick won by Playford, cleared by Matsumoto, but the free kick's given away against Lecornu there. And Birkalla will get us underway again in the 25th minute this time now with a free kick. And Harpers will go long as all the players have stepped up. That one's going to hold up even more. He got a little bit more height on that one. Townsend wins the header, but can't direct that towards Tabares. And here's Matsumoto. He's able to get his foot down and play. Here's Ayubi. Ayubi, Blackwood. Blackwood beats French. Cuts inside. Looks to switch and find Conway, but cut out by Allgate. Claims for a handball, but waved away. Conway knocks that out for a throw-in in the end. Allgate goes long and Jurjevic in the back there, but ref says play on. Here's Devereaux. Trying to get the ball down, but just doesn't want to sit. Playford come away with it. Here's Ryan. He finds French in space if he can keep it in, and he does so. Here's French up against Lecornu, crosses, but only can get it as far as Lecornu and goes out for another throw. Game not entirely, well, this weather not inducing a good football at the moment. Long throw, Lecornu wins that. As this driving wind and rain make it very difficult for teams to play football and get the ball down at the moment. As French will look to go long again. He does. It slips a little bit. Eventually Blackwood wins it and he goes to clear, but knocks that sky high and over his own goal for a corner. And I think that was the last ball. Maybe, no, we've got another one back. It's all good. But we are losing balls. The wind really caught that one and took that one, and that's over the back in the marshland, which would normally be the training pitches and the junior pitches, but tonight it's a absolute, well, it looks like a pond, to be honest. As Playford will look to swing this one in. Allgate with his left foot. And does. He goes far post. Harpus gets a little caught under that, but sees that one out over the bar. Harpers goes short this time and he finds Lecornu. Lecornu goes long looking for Conway and finds him. Muscled out, but Harriman comes across and eventually knocks it out for a throw-in. Birkalla get themselves down into the final attacking third. Matsumoto plays a nice one too. Here's Classon Thomas, but he can't return the favour to Matsumoto and the ball goes out for a goal kick. Again, apologies if the wind is playing havoc with your sound. It is very windy here at Jack Smith Park for your round 19 clash in the RA NPLSA between Birkalla and Playford. And it is the only fixture on this evening in the RA NPLSA. The rest of them will be played tomorrow if they go ahead. If there's any games postponed, they will look to be played maybe Monday night. I'm hearing that FK Beergrad game may get postponed, depends on how the pitch holds up in the next 24 hours. They are due to play tomorrow afternoon, so it'll be less than that now. But we've had a lot of rain today, so it'll be interesting to see how that holds up. If their game's postponed, now we're looking at possibly a Monday night fixture, which will be great for those of us that can sit at home and watch. Cross in, here's Blackwood. Can't direct his header goal bound, it goes the other way. Conway gets there first. Playford unable to clear and eventually do. Here's Pratt. He looks for Tabares on the far side and finds him. He's got some space. Met by Jojevic. Gets into the box. Cuts back out onto his right. Finds Mullen. But it's forced him backwards. Here's Pratt with a hit. And that's sailed just wide of Harpus's far post. As Harpus, all he could do was watch, and that one curled away from him. And the only problem for Playford there was that it curled away from that far post. But what an effort that was from Xavier Pratt. As Playford win the ball back. Good battle there between Welsh and Townsend. Both strong players physically. Class and Thomas can't bring that under control. Wins it back off Mullen eventually, and eventually the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side to Birkalla. As we approach 30 minutes of this intriguing encounter between the two promoted sides from State League 1 from 2024. Both sides are staying up in the NPL for 2026. At the moment, three teams are playing for the safety of the relegation zone. Modbury, Para Hills and Raiders. Raiders bottom, Para Hills in 11th, Modbury in 10th. They're all very tight down there between those three teams, all a point within each other. Here's Playford. Tabares turns, can't get his shot away, and eventually the ball goes out for a corner. And then at the other end of the scale of the table, Metro Stars with a win tomorrow can take the minor premiership. These two teams here tonight fighting for their finals position, possibly the final two in 5th and 6th. Campbelltown currently occupy 6th. He goes short. Here's Mullen. Goes back to Ryan. Ryan crosses. Far post. Headed back in, and Harpers claims. He looks to throw early and does to find Ayubi, but ball skids on and he can't quite bring it under control. Eventually Ahmed knocks it out of play and Burks will get the throw. As I say, these two teams playing for a finals berth in their first year of being promoted. It seems to be a bit of an occurrence in the NPL that at least one of the teams that comes up makes finals. Campbelltown hold the final 6th position at the moment. Both these teams on 25 points, looking to leapfrog Campbelltown. French with the long throw. Lecornu wins that. Welsh clears, but only as far as Mullen. He brings it under Pratt. Allgate. He looks to cross and does so. And Lecornu gets there in front of Townsend and does a wonderful job in clearing, and Burks come away with it, and eventually they win the free kick. As Playford send their boys out to warm up, as we see Christos Pounendes, former teammate of mine, back in the squad this evening. As Playford look just to put their boot through that one and do so and send that out for a throw-in, as we will need to get another ball, as I don't see that one coming back anytime soon. Oh, they've gone. However, the ground steward was eager to get to that one. He's got there eventually. As the wind picks up again here at Jack Smith Park. I'm sure you can see it on the camera from left to right. That wind is certainly forcing the rain into the faces of the Birkalla players. Interesting to see how the second half plays out with Birkalla taking, hopefully, well, they'll look to take advantage of that wind. Playford currently with the 1-0 lead thanks to One World LED and Sportal Scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. One early goal in the 6th minute from Tabares. Beautiful free kick from Allgate, and he was able to get the flick. This time Ryan on the far side will take this free kick with the right foot and looks to swing it in far post, and Harpers punches. Yates clears further. Very hard for Harpers to catch and hold in this weather, and Harpers comes out and does well to stop in time. And he goes short and finds Welsh. He goes line looking for Blackwood and finds him. Blackwood's in behind French. French trucks him back, does well. Here's Blackwood, can't cross cleanly, and Harvey puts his boot through that and sends it out for a throw-in. Apologises to his keeper. Didn't hit that one as well as he would have liked. As Burks have the throw. Goes inside, but Welsh can't win that, and Ahmed comes away. But Birkalla win it back. Here's Ayubi. Goes line looking for Blackwood, and Xavier Pratt gets there first. Knocks that out for a throw. Here's Welsh. Ayubi. Looked to beat Ahmed, but it can't get past him. Klassen Thomas looks to turn, and Harriman cleans up. Tabares can't bring that under control, and that will go out for a throw-in, and does so. Lecornu just used his body well there. Here's Ayubi. Looks to take the throw, and does. Wins it back, but can't keep it. Here's Lecornu. Tabares closes him down, and that one goes out for a throw-in as well. Mason Ayubi with the throw on this near side, goes and finds Welsh. He looks to just knock it down the field, and it's stopped, but Birkalla win it back and give it away. Here's Playford. Reece Townsend hammers that to Tabares, and Tabares does well to eventually bring it under control. Up against Lecornu, goes inside. Ryan can't find the return pass. Good battle between him and Ayubi at the moment. Ayubi wins out on that occasion, and Harvey happy to put his foot through that one. I think that one's gone onto the footy oval behind me. Blackwood will give the ball to Ayubi to take yet another throw. Welsh hooks it, looking for Klassen Thomas, but Mullen gets there first. Devereaux loses out to Harriman, but eventually the ball falls to Ayubi. He's able to get down the line, goes wide to Conway. Conway up against Allgate, looks to take him on the outside and does so. Crosses, cleared by French. Great defending there from Playford. Here's Devereaux, finds Blackwood wide, up against Ahmad. Looks to cut inside and then goes outside to Devereaux. Devereaux goes line looking for Welsh and finds him. Battle between Harvey and Welsh in this corner. And eventually Playford win it, but Welsh wins it back. What a battle that was. And then eventually crosses and cleared by Pratt for a throw-in. This game's certainly turning into be a very physical battle between the two sides. And then they're also having to deal with this weather. Here's Lecornu into the midfield, but loses out to Tabares. He comes away with it and looks for Allgate. Matsumoto gets there first, goes wide and finds Conway. Conway up against Allgate and Harriman. Here's Matsumoto, crosses. Klassen Thomas can't get there, neither can Harvey, and it goes all the way through and goes out on this near side. Looks like Harvey must have just got a small touch on that as the throwing goes to Birkalla. Blackwood looks for options. And eventually just hands the ball over to Ayubi to take the throw. He goes inside to find Devro, but he can't find Blackwood. And Ahmed is able to knock that line. And that goes all the way through to Harpers. Harpers goes long. He keeps this one a little bit lower, which allows it to go further. That's a nice clearance looking for Conway. Here's Matsumoto. He crosses looking for Blackwood at the far post, and that's going to go over the bar and out for a goal kick. Had Osby worried there just for a second. As we approach 40 minutes, the first half in this round 19 RA NPLSA match between Birkalla and Playford here at Jack Smith Park. That's Osby. Has two short options, but he might go long with this one, and he does. Goes long. Flicked on by Townsend. Ryan's in behind Ayubi. He's able to get it under control. Goes back to Ahmed. He then runs and drops the ball off to Ryan. Ryan goes inside. Here's Pratt. Crosses, looking for Townsend. Finds him. And it's settled into the far post. Townsend with the header. Able to beat Harpers, who scrambled across goal and just couldn't get there as the ball settled in at the far post. And Playford take a 2-0 lead as we approach the 40th minute here in the first half. And what a time to score for Playford to extend their lead. Townsend coming back into the fray at Playford. Wasn't sure he was going to play this year, but kept himself fit, and with a few changes at Playford, he's been asked to come back and do a job up front. And what a job he's done this evening, turning that header goal bound and settling in at the far post. As Birkalla have all the work to do now as we approach half time. But they will look to the way Playford have played this first half. They will go, well, we've got the wind in the second half. Can that make a difference? Here's Mullen, wins it back for Playford. He's able to get through the midfield, goes wide looking for Ryan. Ryan gets there and crosses first time, but only straight into the arms of Harpers. Ryan will feel like he let himself down there with that cross. Here's Klassen Thomas, goes wide to Conway. Conway up against Allgate on the far side, cuts inside onto his left. Looks for Klassen Thomas but can't find him as the ball goes out for a throw-in off Harriman. And this second half is going to shape up to be quite an interesting half of football. As Playford at this stage take a 2-0 lead into half time. Still 5 minutes to play, or 4 minutes plus time added. Hasn't been really many stoppages, one small one, so we might get an extra minute, maybe two. Devereaux finds Conway, but Conway can't bring that under control, and Welsh makes something of that, but eventually it's cleared. Jojevic, here's Ahmad. Ayubi wins it back for Birkalla. Blackwood looks to go inside but can't, and then tries to track that down. Harvey again happy to knock that one through and out for a throw-in. Blackwood grabbed that before the ref had blown for a free kick, but convincing that there was a free kick there and wins that free kick. Yates finds Klassen Thomas in some space. He's able to go wide to Matsumoto, who crosses in. Harriman clears at the near post. Again, Birkalla getting into some good areas for crossing, but unable to, in this instance, find the first man, beat the first man. Here's Matsumoto again, looks to beat Allgate, and eventually the ball goes out for a corner on the far side. That'll allow Birkalla to send their tall timber from the back up in Jojevic and Lacornu to join Blackwood, Klassen Thomas and Welsh. Very tall side. Ball comes in, near post, Blackwood headers onto the bar. What a great effort there from Blackwood at the near post, but he's unable to guide that into the back of the net as Osby got caught wanting on that one. And the flick just unable to dip enough as it clipped the top of the bar and out for a goal kick, but great effort there for Birkalla. Birkalla's certainly not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination at only 2-0. As Playford goes short, Harvey then goes long. Flicked on by Pratt. Lacornu. Jurjevic comes across and clears, but there's a free kick to Lacornu. It seems to have just gotten colder all of a sudden. Lacornu will take this one. He looks to switch to Matsumoto and does find him beautifully. Kept it low, drilled it across the park. Here's Jurjevic. Harpus. Burke's happy to keep it. Here's Yates. Goes wide to Matsumoto. Mullen tracks it down and gets there first. Goes inside to Allgate, but he loses out and Devereaux comes away with it. Here's Welsh. Looks to go long foot, looking for Blackwood in behind and finds him. Great first touch, but French comes across and cuts that one out. And goes long looking for Mullen. Playford played that one very well and beautifully dealt with by French. Jurjevic goes short, but that's played in Tabares. Tabares beats one, cuts back onto his left. Free go, open goal, and finishes it in the 44th minute to make it 3-0. Tabares with his second for the night. Short back pass left Birkalla wanting, and Tabares makes them pay. As we approach half time, and that's the 44th minute, Tabares able to pounce on the short back pass, beat the last man, cut back onto his left and finish into an open net as Harpus tried to track him. And what a game this is turning out for Playford. That wind, the weather, is that helping? We'll have to find out in the second half as Classon Thomas gets us underway again. Birkalla down 3-0 at home. Same position they were in as they were 3-0 up against Adelaide United at this stage last week. As Lacornu comes through. They didn't add to their score last week, but they managed to keep Adelaide United out for the second half. Here's Conway. Matsumoto goes inside looking for Welsh and cleared by Xavier Pratt. That goes all the way out for a throw in on the far side. But again, Tabares pouncing on that short back pass and making it count as it goes. As we do tick over 45 minutes and we're in time added on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. And we're also 3 goals to the good for Playford. There can't be too much longer as that ball just continues to drift. As soon as it bounces, that wind really does favour going left to right. Matsumoto goes inside and finds Lacornu. He comes wide to Ayubi. He goes long, looking for Blackwood, but cut out by French. And Mullen loses out to Classon Thomas. Here's Conway. Conway wide to Matsumoto. Back inside to Conway. Classon Thomas unable to turn. Harvey wins out there, but Playford come away with it. Allgate looks for Townsend. He can't bring it under control and Yates wins it for Birkalla. He'll go back to Harpus as the wind picks up again. We have our moments with this wind. It does die down, but then it certainly picks back up as Harpus goes long. Playford win that one and the second ball. Eventually it goes through to Lacornu, who can't find anyone on that far side as Conway had ducked inside. Jurjevic knocks that down from Matsumoto as Yates comes flying through and the ref says play on, and then decides that there's no advantage and pulls it back. Yates does need to be careful. He's already been booked quite early on, so he does need to be careful as we tick over 47. minutes played. Not sure how much longer there will be. As Ryan will step over this free kick and look to swing it in with the right foot. Does so, goes for goal, and Harpers has to punch, and that brings first half to a conclusion with Playford taking a 3-0 lead thanks to 2 goals to Tabaris and 1 from Reece Townsend. And all I can say is, if you're at home watching this game, get yourself a drink, stay warm, and I will see you on the other side of this half time for the second half of the RA NPLSA round 19 clash between Birkalla and Parahills. Playford, sorry.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
What I'm excited about the most, how we can come together, learn about everybody, because we're not the same, but we're somehow the same.
The community came to government to express their concerns about young people. It is our role to listen and it's our role to act.
There's so many kids wanting to play the game from all walks of life.
African Youth Program was established to help Africans through sport, cultural identity, mentorship.
Having a program that's going to target the African children, given it's their sport of choice, presents a huge opportunity to link participation in football with education, which is a perfect thing.
I think the African Youth Program will be a very inclusive program with different teams, different schools coming to play with us.
It's like a very big opportunity to expand skills, knowledge, and in different areas of life.
Most of the kids will grow from this program to be able to become valuable, positive contributors in our society.
Like a voice to be spoken with and not being scared to show your skills.
This empowerment program has many different aspects to it, and of course sport is one of those, but it's actually really about finding your place in the world.
I think everybody's pushing in the one direction to make sure that we can make a real difference.
It's not just a game, it's a very passionate sport that millions of people around the world love to play. That's what football is.
puts in the penalty and wins the grand final for Campbelltown City.
We all play the same game. The battlefield may look different, but between those painted lines, the feeling each of us get alongside our tribe. Let the moment sink in, then let it rip. The runs out wide, last-ditch efforts and clean sheets. The tap-in or rocket to the top bins, the eruption of the 12th player that sends shivers down your spine. It's in the way we celebrate, because football is everyone's game. Play football.
It's deemed as an Italian club. That's a bit fictitious. They called it Salisbury Internationale because that's what it was. It was full of internationals from all walks of life, and it continues to be that. Obviously, we had an Italian background, right? But throughout the 50 years, it's been a big dynamics, and it's still changing. So it's great.
I think it's an exciting opportunity. Obviously the new State League 2 system got the North and South, and I think the final series is definitely something that we want to be a part of and want to be involved in, so it's definitely an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, when I seen State League 2 North, I was all over it. I don't want to travel at all, so I was all about it. Wife was all about it.
Always been a Northern boy. I'm 30 seconds down the road. Played for this club for 4 years a while ago, and it's just my family as well, being here as well, so it means a lot.
Everyone around the club's been so welcoming. All the people on the committee and around the club were so nice from day one, and same with the players. Got some nice experienced players out here who are really nice and welcoming to some of our younger players, so that's been really nice to have.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Coles Mini Roos is more than just football. It is a place to find our feet, learn new skills and meet new friends. Football starts here. Find your place. Join our team.
For Skimitsi against Ulash. Still trying to win against Skimitsi. Oh, and a save with the legs from Delangas. A space to run into. Amanda has one in the centre. Does reach him. Needs to find the angle for the hit. And it's a good save by Woodlands. Taking it out for a corner.
Even better save this one than the previous one.
Stem as well. Yeah. It's hard to. Oh, Signorello, what a save! He puts a fifth behind it and sends it for a corner.
Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG.
Good evening and welcome back to Jack Smith Park for your round 19 clash between Birkalla and Playford in the RA NPLSA. As Playford, if you're just joining us, Playford 3-0 to the good, with 2 goals from Tabaris and 1 from Reece Townsend in the first half. Playford will get us underway in the second half, kicking from right to left. And Birkalla will certainly look to make use of the wind that is certainly blowing from left to right. It's an entertaining first half. Not a great deal of great football going on, but in this weather it's hard to play great brand of football, but Playford certainly used the wind and their style of play to their advantage to take that 3-0 lead. Birkalla will hope to do the same in this second half and put them under pressure, as Woolard, who has come on for what looks to be the only change to Playford, and has replaced Reece Townsend, who's gone off at half time, one of the 2 goal scorers from the first half. Birkalla have also made a change. Here's Klassen Thomas, and I'll get to that one. Here's Woolard, he clears, but only as far as Devereaux. Playford win it back. And here's Ryan. Tabaris. As I said, number 19, Woolard, coming on for Townsend, which has also meant a change in shape for Playford in the second half. They've now gone to 5 at the back. We've gone Woolard in at left-sided centre-back, Allgate outside of him at left-back, Harvey central, Harriman right-sided centre-back, and French continues at right-back. And a change for Birkalla, Jurjevic coming off, and Harrison Ashworth taking his place in a like-for-like swap at centre-back. So both teams having to go to their bench. Not sure if that's due to injury, but and there's no way of me finding out at this stage of the game. The corner hooks that over, but flag is raised for offside before, so Yates gets us underway again for Birkalla. He goes and finds Matsumoto, who brings that under control, and then in turn finds the substitute, Ashworth, who goes line but doesn't find Conway's feet, as cut out by Woolard. So Playford certainly thinking that this weather and wind, well, the wind in particular and the driving rain, will have an effect on the way Birkalla come out, and so they've adjusted to a 5-man defence to cater, which allows them to just play 2 up top into Barris and Ryan. Ahmed, Pratt and Mullen will stay in the midfield. Here's Devereaux looking for Yates, finds him inside the box, goes wide, cuts it back and crossed straight across, all the way across, and no one can get on the end of that. Conway was coming in at the far post, but he was unable to get there. Actually, apologies, I've just noticed that there has been another change to Birkalla. They made 2 substitutions. They've brought on Nathan Anajanto at left back, and Ayubi has made way for that change. So Birkalla making 2 changes, so apologies. It's not easy looking from this distance to make those subs, and especially with Anajanto, who is playing on that far side now. Blackwood faced up by Harriman, and Harriman knocks that out for a throw-in. Cornier. Matsumoto can't find Welsh. Tyson Conway ends up with it. Here's Yates. He looks for Clayton Thomas, who wins the flick. Only as far as Woolard. And he is happy to put his boot through that and sends that out for a throw-in. So it looks to be Playford will happily sit on this lead of 3-0 for this second half. They will get forward when they can. Clayton Thomas finds Anajano, who hits it first time, but can't direct that one on target, and it goes wide of Osby's right-hand post. Tabaris needs some help with his knee strapping, a little bit tight. Osby goes short, as he did in the full first half as well, and then Woolard goes long. That's high, but does well to get to the halfway line. Won by Birkalla. Here's Welsh. He can't bring that under control, and Mullen puts his boot through it. Tabaris and Ashworth at it. Here's the substitution, one of the substitutions for Birkalla, and Andijanto filling in at left back this half. It's a beautiful flick, but French is unable to keep that one in, as the rain has not stopped this entire game. And to be honest, I don't think it stopped much during the whole day either. Here's Devereaux, finds Clayton Thomas, who's able to turn beautifully. He comes out wide to Matsumoto on this near side. He looks to get into the box and does so. Loses the ball, but managed to get it under control again. Here's Yates. Crosses with his left, but French able to clear, and he finds Tabaris, and Ajano tracks him down and brings him down in the process and gives away the free kick. And Anajanto booked there for that challenge. Didn't think there was a booking in that, but he possibly must have, well, I would say he possibly could have said something to earn that booking. And the second booking of the evening, Yates with one in the first half. And again, that wind. Apologies if it's affecting your viewing pleasure while you sit in, I'm sure, what would be a nice warm living room, watching round 19 of the RA NPLSA. Harriman goes long. Welsh is going to win that, and does so. Woolard looks for Allgate but can't find him. As I said, watching on the FSA League's YouTube channel. Woolard goes long, looking for Ryan. That's a battle there between him and Ashworth, and eventually Ryan wins it, but there's a straight boot from Matsumoto. Mullen looks for Ryan and finds him. He's faced with Yates. He goes inside and finds Mullen. Mullen's able to hit it and does so, and sends that one just wide of the upright. Great opportunity there for Playford, and in Mullen's form, you'd think he'd hit the target from that distance, but always just drifting away from that far post as it sailed wide of Harpus's goal. Playford certainly not sitting back on their laurels at this present moment in time, happy to get forward when they can. Here's Welsh, cut out by Pratt. Been great in that midfield in the first half, and the ball eventually goes out for a throw-in. This will be one of a few games that could be played this weekend. I think anywhere where there is artificial, I think the games will go ahead. Anywhere where there's grass, they will be questioned whether or not they can be played. There's a free kick there, as there's been already a couple of postponements in the HPG Home State League 2 with Gun and Port Pirates both postponing their games, and in the HPG Home State League 1 the Cove have postponed their game. That is a derby against South Adelaide, as Allgate gets down the line and he's does well and eventually goes out for a goal kick, but that looked like a corner to me. I did have a different view of that to the referee. I was right behind that one, but Goal kick it is for Birkalla. As Harpers will go long. He sent all his players forward. If you have just joined us, thank you for tuning in. That's a long kick there. That wind certainly aiding distance on that one, and that's eventually goes all the way through to Osby, who will certainly take his time. Thank you for joining me for this RAA NPLSA Round 19 clash. And thanks to One World LED and Sportal Scoreboard for all your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Currently Playford 3 goals to the good, thanks to 2 goals to Tabaris and 1 to Reece Townsend in the first half. As that's going to drift all the way through to Ostby. As I said, it feels like it has dropped and got colder in that at that half time, or just before half time, as that had a lot of height on it. Didn't go very far. Here's Welsh, got no options wide, eventually finds Matsumoto. Matsumoto crosses back to Welsh and he can't bring it under control, and Ahmad is happy to clear, does so, goes long. Tabaris will make as much of it as he can, and it all goes all the way back to Harpers. Here's Lacornu. Blackwood on the far side now. Turns, goes line, but cut out by Harriman. Eventually ball goes out for a throw in to Birkalla. As that driving wind and rain picks up again this evening. Going from left to right, as you can probably see on your screens. Enijanto looking for Conway, but that's going to drift all the way through, as that wind will pick it up. And these artificial pitches, when they're this wet, they will just skid and go through. Here's Allgate, goes long, looking for Tabaris. The Cornu gets there first and knocks out for the throw. He had to deal with that because Tabaris was in behind him. If he didn't deal with that, Playford certainly trying to slow the game down and eat up as much time as they can, every opportunity. Allgate goes long looking for Ryan, eventually cleared by Yates. Klassen Thomas can't get that under control, and that eventually go out for a throw in to Birkalla. Neither the ref nor the assistant referee were sure on that one. Eventually they went with the home side. Klassen Thomas again out for a throw in. Matsumoto again will take this one. Klassen Thomas not having the impact he had last week. Playford clear. Tabaris looks to get that under control but can't, and eventually the ball swings wide to Enijanto, who's able to get through onto his left and hits it, and he hits that one high and wide. Well, not wide, but high and over the bar, and that goes again into the what would normally be the junior pitches and training pitches, but it is classified as a pond or a pool tonight. Certainly don't envy the person that has to go get that ball from over there. They'll have to take their flippers and snorkel. Flicked on there by Ryan, but I think Tabaris is offside, and he is flagged offside. As Lacornu will get us underway again as we approach the hour mark of this game. Matsumoto goes line to Conway. Conway goes inside to Welsh. Welsh back outside and crosses far post, but Osby claims that one and claims well as he holds up the play for Playford. He'll look to go long, does, and gets a lot of height on that, and that's going to hold up. Only makes the halfway line. The Cornu comes through and wins. Klassen Thomas gets the flick. Josh and Harvey clears, but only as far as Klassen Thomas. Devereaux up against Ahmad. That ball eventually goes out for a throw in. Not a game that's going to be remembered for the football football tonight. Very much a battle against the weather and against the other team. Very physical game. Playford goes long down the line. Eventually Blackwood finds Klassen Thomas. Finally gets some space. Plays Matsumoto. Does very well. Matsumoto's got some space now. He'll look to cross and does so, but cut out. Eventually falls to Klassen Thomas. Unable to get his shot away. He's forced out. Here's Matsumoto. He hits it on the left. Curls it. And eventually goes all the way through, and it takes a slight deflection off Woolard out for a corner. So some positive actions there for Birkalla in the 60th minute. And that corner does allow the Tall Timber to make their way into the box. As Playford send out their remaining players for a warm-up. They certainly need to do a lot of that tonight. As Matsumoto swings this one in, goes far post, and that's going to go drift over everyone, and Welsh can't bring that one under control. It goes out for a goal kick. As Ostby will get us underway with a goal kick. He goes short, he finds French on the far side, was that Harriman, sorry, and goes long. That holds up in the wind, and LaCornia gets there first. Here's Klassen Thomas, looking to thread Conway through, but can't. Harvey wins it, and here's Pratt. He's dispossessed. Anajanto goes wide, finds Blackwood on the far side, he's up against French, looks to go line, does so, crosses, and ball goes out for a goal kick. Plenty of football on this weekend, as long as games don't get postponed due to the weather and pitch conditions. The grass ones are certainly in trouble tomorrow, as that ball goes out and almost clears the fence, but doesn't. But most of the games on the artificial will go ahead. Klassen Thomas finds some space onto his left, goes wide to Anajanto. Nathan hits it, sends that one wide. Anajanto sends that one wide after finding some space in the box. But better from Birkalla again, and able to get the opportunity, but unable to make it count. If you do want to get out there and brave the weather for games tomorrow, do so. If not, you can tune in to the RAA NPLSA on the FSA League YouTube channel, as you are this evening, and you can watch from the comfort and the warmth of your living room. Conway finds Welsh. Welsh goes wide to Blackwood. Blackwood crosses, it comes all the way across, stopped by Harvey. Claims for a handball, but waved away. Here's Tabaris on the far side. Plays Ahmad. He goes inside to Mullen, but can't find him, and Ashworth gets there first. Here's Matsumoto. Here's Devereaux on his left. He goes wide to Blackwood. Blackwood cuts back inside onto his right. Chips it to the far post and cleared by Allgate, but only as far as Matsumoto. He goes to Conway. Conway will cross and does so. Cleared by Woolard and then further by Ahmad. As Birkalla just piling on the pressure at the moment, but Playford unable to get out of their own half, and that's certainly playing a part of this wind and rain that's in the faces of the Playford players. Yates beautifully turned out of trouble there. Finds Devereaux. He goes short to Blackwood. Blackwood onto his right, but he's dispossessed by Harriman. Here's Yates. He looks to thread through but can't find anyone, and that goes out for a goal kick. As I was saying, RA, NPLSA, NPL tomorrow. Artificial probably go ahead. Those on the grass will possibly be postponed. There's also the HPG Homes. Well, it's through here, but Harper's playing high clears. State League 1 and State League 2 games on tomorrow. Blackwood hits it. Oh, a great effort there from Blackwood. Osterby scrambled across, but happy to see that one go wide. As Birkalla certainly applying the pressure, but just unable to make it count at this stage. As Playford plays short, Harriman then goes long. Goes all the way through to Tabaris, but Matsumoto cleans up and Ryan comes away with it. He looks to find Tabaris, but only succeeds in finding Harpus. If you love the game like I do, someone's probably silly enough to standing out in this weather to commentate this game, why not study it? Flinders University now offers degrees in sport, teaching, psychology, social work and more at its new city campus. Apply now for mid-year entry. And you can study fields that can lead into a career in football, or like me, commentate. I wouldn't recommend it on a night like tonight though. As Playford certainly happy to let Birkalla have the ball in this second half in those areas. They will sit in a block and look to just counter when they can, as Blackwood's offside on the far side. If you are just joining us, welcome. You will see that Playford do have a 3-0 lead, thanks to the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard for your indoor and outdoor LED solutions. Thanks to 2 goals from Tabaris and 1 goal from Reece Townsend in the first half. Townsend making way at half time, as being taken off for Ben Woolard to come on. Allows Playford to change their shape and play with 5 at the back this second half. Birkalla substitutions at half time included Jurjevic and Mason Ayubi, both in the back lines, as looking to play Tabaris in. He's eventually flagged offside. And that changes for Birkalla with Ashworth coming on for Jurjevic and centre back straight swap, and Nathan Andergento returning from suspension coming on at left back for Mason Ayubi. Here's Blackwood, drifted out to the right hand side for a change. He goes inside to Yates. Yates goes back to Blackwood. Yates does well to get past a couple, but loses out to Pratt in the end, but wins the free kick. There's the referee there just telling Yates to wait for the whistle, and will allow Devereaux to come across and swing this in with his left foot. Similar position to Playford's, this near side, able to get an in-footed, in-swinging left footer. Devereaux goes far post. Welsh can't get a flick and almost goes through to Lacornia, but cleared by Playford and then further by Ryan. Playford utilising those spaces very well in the first half. 2 free kicks that proved to be very good in the first goal for Tabaris, who managed to get across Harpus and win the flick. Second one unable to produce a goal, but certainly put Birkalla under pressure. Here's Conway. He's able to beat 2, gets into the box, crosses, takes a deflection, and Osby at the second attempt takes that one. As we approach 70 minutes of this game, Osby goes short. Harriman then goes long, but gets a bit of height to it, so it holds up in the wind, and Lacornia wins the header. Welsh brings that under control. Can't keep it, and French clears, but only as far as Devereaux. Devereaux plays Blackwood, who's drifted back out to that left side. Tries to play the 1-2 with Andergento, but doesn't succeed, and the ball goes out for a throw-in on the far side, right in the corner, as it hit the corner flag and then went out for a throw-in. need more of a football fix, tune into whichever game is live tomorrow. Like I said, some may get postponed across the leagues. Anything that's on grass may have issues. Anything on the artificial will probably go ahead, as Playford able to come away with it. And if you want your football fix during the week, tune into the local game with Johnny Kecko. You can tune into One Game at a Time podcast. We will go through results and things like that from the previous week as Playford go to their bench for the second time this evening. It looks like Ryan and Ahmed to make way. And coming on is Voigt. And Joseph Dodson. So this is Dodson's, I think, first appearance for Playford since joining. As Ahmed and Ryan certainly put in shifts in this weather. They both make way. Let's get underway with Andy Gento's throw on the far side. Flicked on by Blackwood to Klassen Thomas. He loses out to Harriman. He goes short. But eventually Birkalla work their way, fight for the ball, win it back, but Playford there again, clear. Klassen Thomas can't bring that under control. Tabaris on the far side. Eventually wins the free kick, muscling for the ball there with Andy Janto. Harriman will take this free kick and look to go long into the box, and does so, looking for Mullen. Mullen gets the first touch down, but cleared by Ashworth, only as far as French. Here's Conway for Birkalla. Ball doesn't want to sit, and Mullen comes away with it for Playford. Here's Tabaris. Given away, and Ashworth eventually clears for Birkalla, looking for Klassen Thomas. Brings it under control and plays inside to Matsumoto. Matsumoto looking for the reverse pass but can't find Blackwood. Here's Devereaux, finds Andy Janto wide. Andy Janto with some yards, able to get forward and finds Blackwood, and he's drifted offside and eventually flagged and called. Less than 20 minutes left of this game that Birkalla need to get something out of. Osby will take this free kick, and will look to go long. Does, keeps it low into the wing, does very well. Actually goes all the way through. Here's Harriman for Playford. He goes long and flipped on by Voigt. Tabaris hustles and bustles his way through, does very well, and eventually runs into Yates, and eventually wins a free kick. There's the three early goals, or the three first half goals from Playford. Really making that count this evening, as did Birkalla did last week when they played against AU. They scored their 3 goals in the first half and were able to shut up shop and keep a 3-0 win in the end. Roles reversed this week. Ball comes in, looking for Mullen. Almost lost my umbrella there because it is that windy. It's Playford get hold of the ball again, and Woolard goes long. Cleared by Lecornu for Birkalla. certainly picks up again here at Jack Smith Park in round 19 of the NPLSA. Playford will obtain possession here through Harriman, and he'll go long, but he can only go out for a throw-in, as they are under, as it's very difficult for either team to get the ball out of that half when playing into the wind here. Birkalla unable to make the position dominance count. Here's Conway, goes wide to Matsumoto. Matsumoto crosses in, cleared by Woolard. Devereaux gains possession. Here's Andagenta. He goes inside to Conway. Conway's able to turn, but then dispossessed. He managed to regain control. Goes all the way back to Lecornu. Lecornu goes to Ashworth. Goes back to Harpus. He plays Yates. Beautifully played there from Birkalla. Here's Yates. He'll look to go in behind, trying to find Matsumoto, but that's going to go all the way through and out for a goal kick. Go short, then long. Osprey will go short to Woolard. Woolard goes long, and Lecornu wins that one, and Voigt tries to get there but can't, and Pratt comes away with it in the end. But the ref gets involved, and not intentionally, and then has to call play back. And Gento asking the question, why do Playford get the ball back? Drop ball. We go again. Wide to Mullen. Can't bring that under control, but he's able to turn. He's faced with Matsumoto. Goes back to Pratt. Pratt goes inside. Beautifully played there. Here's Mullen. Goes wide, but he finds Pratt in an offside position. No, actually, sorry. Wins a free kick for Playford. Apologies. Looks to be Pratt over the ball on this one, as Allgate won't do an outswing with his left from here, but the in-swinging corner free kicks have worked for them in the first half, and Ryan's already been substituted. So here's Pratt, in-swinger against the wind, goes low, cleared by Andagento. Pratt knocks it wide, but Harriman's in an offside position, and the linesman flags it. As Playford look to go to the bench again this evening. Ball swung in, Walsh can't get there. Cleared by Woolard. Oh, giving it away. Here's Klassen Thomas. He can't bustle way through, and cleared by Harvey. Eventually the ball goes out on the far side. Devereaux knocks that one out, and both teams are going to their bench. Playford are bringing on Jackson Kurtz for Tabares, the goal scorer, with 2 goals this evening. Birkalla taking Conway off and bringing on Becker. Allow play for one more substitution if required. Birkalla with their double change at half time. And that one still have 2 substitutions they can make. As Playford will take the throw on the far side. It certainly seems to have gotten colder. See that, well, I've just gotten wet in the rain, and it's now starting to make me feel cold. Here's Matsumoto back to Ashworth. He goes wide. Becker's going to pick this one up. His first touch since coming on. goes inside, finds Devereaux. Devereaux keeps the ball moving through Yates. You'll find that now that as we approach 80 minutes, Matsumoto might start to play a little bit higher. Blackwood can't bring that under control on the far side. Playford will take the throw, and as I said, they will look to slow this down as much as they can for the last 10 minutes, as they have done this second half against the wind and driving rain. Voigt wins the flick. Kurtz gets the second flick, but can't direct that. Birkalla go long with the throw. Playford will look to keep this in, and Harriman does and knocks it out for a throw in instead of a corner. As Galakis looks to knock a ball in quickly to get his team underway again. As the ball swings in and Becker can't get there, and neither can Allgate, and that's going to go out for a goal kick. Came into this game the form team in the league with 4 wins in the last 5 and 5 wins in the last 6. Playford not in the form that they'd like to be in, but this win, if they can hold out, goes a long way to helping them gain a finals pot spot. Hoping to displace Campbelltown in 6th. Birkalla now would go 3 points behind Playford. Only 3 games remaining. Here's Yates. Seems to have positioned himself into a back 3 with Lecornu and Ashworth, allowing Matsumoto and Andigiano to play higher. Great little play there with Becker from Matsumoto. He cuts inside, runs out of space. Eventually Becker comes away with it, but the ref blows for a free kick. And I'd say that was the Matsumoto challenge on Voigt. Let's Playford again. We'll look to slow this down and take their time as the clock, the One World LED Sportal scoreboard, I think, for your indoor and outdoor LED solutions, has stopped on 79:30. We'll check my timer and just see where we're at. As Dodson gives Ashworth a shove and wins the free kick. Burks get the game underway quickly, as they really are starting to run out of time now. Move into 85 minutes played. So only 5 minutes remaining plus any time added. Here's Blackwood. Able to turn, goes wide to Enijanto. He cuts inside and wins the free kick. This will allow Birkalla to put some pressure on Playford here. Get the ball into the box. Yates goes across to take this with the right foot, I would say. Does so, swings it in low, but cleared by Mullen. That's going to go out for a throw-in on this near side. Matsumoto will take, does so, and goes to Becker. Becker's down the line, he looks to cross and does so, but cleared by Woolard, only as far as Welsh. Eventually put up in the air. Welsh wins the first header. Enijanto able to turn, face forward, goes back to Devereaux. Devereaux looks for a reverse pass to Classon Thomas, but can't find him. Here's Enijanto. He'll go wide and does so to Blackwood. Blackwood on the right. Shoots, blocked, and cleared by Harriman. Lecornu will go all the way back to Harpus. Here's Yates. Looks to switch play. Becker gets in the way and can't quite bring that under control. Woolard mistimes the first clearance and then hits the second out for a throw in. As Matsumoto will take the throw. Goes long looking for Klassen Thomas, but cleared by Pratt. And Pratt's able to come away with it, and it looks to go line looking for Dotson. Challenge there from Kurtz. Loses his shin pad in the process. Dotson able to get his body in the way there and hold that up. Ashworth comes away with it, does well, and eventually finds Lecornu on the far side. Lecornu goes long, but that's going to drift all the way out for a goal kick. As we've got the time back with 86 minutes played. Only a few minutes to go here at Jack Smith Park for your round 19 RAA NPLSA match between Birkalla and Playford. As Playford look to eat up as much time as they can at every stoppage, so it'd be interesting to see how much time is added. Woolard goes long looking for Dotson. He finds front position, and a good battle between him and Ashworth, and eventually wins the throw. As Allgate makes his way forward and again slowly takes up as much time as he can. This throw will go line, and does so looking for Dotson. He touches inside to Kurtz. Kurtz inside to Mullen. Mullen hits it. Sat up nicely, but he swung across it and caught it with the outside of the boot, and that just drifted wide of Harpus's goal and out for a goal kick. Again, Mullen not afraid to shoot, and the current form he's in, with leading goal scorer for Playford this season, not a bad option. Devereaux looks to play the 1-2, but is dispossessed. Here's Kurtz on the far side looking to get down the line, and does so. He's met by Lecornu, and then Devereaux comes in and helps. Here's Lecornu again. Devereaux, he goes long, cut out by Pratt. Here's Dotson on his left, cuts on back onto his right, hits it, and it goes just wide of that near post, and it's taken a deflection and gone out for a corner. As we move into 89th, with only minutes to go in this round 19 clash. As Playford again look to take up as much time as they can. As the big men from the back stay back for Playford. Ball comes in, cleared by Welsh, finds Becker. He goes wide to Matsumoto. Matsumoto cuts inside Allgate. Welsh looks to switch and does so, looking for Blackwood, but he doesn't quite hit that right. Blackwood does well to keep it in. Here's Lecornu. Yates finds Welsh. Welsh dummies that and finds Becker. Beautifully done. Goes inside, but finds Klassen Thomas. Cut out by Harvey. Here's Woolard. He goes, finds Mullen down the line. Good challenge there from Becker and Mullen. Ball goes out for a throw, and it goes in the favour of Birkalla. As we approach the last 30 seconds of normal time in this game. Matsumoto with the throw, finds feet of Welsh. He lets that go through, and Harriman clears. Dotson wins the header, but only succeeds in knocking that out for a throw in. As we tick over the 90th minute now, we're into time added. So it's at the referee's discretion. Gets the ball moving. Here's Devereaux. No, the ref did not like where that was taken from. He's asked him to move it back closer to the sideline. This will allow Devereaux to swing this one in. And anything now would just be a consolation for Birkalla, I would say, as we play our time added. Devereux swings this in, he goes long to the far post. Flicked on by Klassen Thomas and into the arms of Ostby, who happily takes that one and hits the deck. And then throws out to Allgate. Allgate will look to stump that one long, and it goes out for a throw in off Devereux. Birkalla will look to try and win possession high here. Allgate with the throw, goes long, looking for Dodson. He wins the flick. Matsumoto cleans up for Birkalla, comes away with it and goes to Lecornu. Lecornu finds Blackwood. Blackwood looks to turn French, but eventually plays it down the line, but only as far as Harriman. The ball goes out for a throw in. As we move into 1.5 minutes now played of time added. As Playford look to have won this game 3-0, thanks to 2 goals from Tabaris in the first half and 1 from Reece Townsend, who's returned to Playford just to help them out of the back end of the season. He wasn't going to play, but he kept himself fit, and with Playford losing a couple of players here and there, they've pulled him, asked him to come back out and help, and that he certainly has this evening with a goal. Tabaris with the first one, Townsend with the second, Tabaris with the third. Tabaris a great flick for the first goal. Townsend with the header for the second, and a short back pass allowed Tabaris in for his second and Playford's third. Ball goes forward and only as far as Woolard, and he's happy to clean up and find Mullen. Mullen will just look to run it to the corner, goes to Allgate. Allgate looks to run it to the corner instead and goes out for a throw in. Almost tick over 93 minutes played. 2 more minutes to be played. The ball is certainly at the wrong end of the ground for Birkalla in this instance. Ball goes out there and Playford will get the throw. As I said, if you can tune in to the games on the FSA League's YouTube channel for tomorrow, NPL State League 1, for whichever games do go ahead. I said I don't think there'll be many that will go ahead on grass tomorrow, but those on the artificial will likely play on. Here's Dodson, cut out by Matsumoto. Becker inside to Welsh. Welsh, little flick to Becker. Welsh goes inside looking for Becker. Playford crowd him out and Voigt clears. Yates, Devereux. Lecornu goes down the line to Klassen Thomas. Anijano can't bring that under control, and Playford come away with it and allows Dodson to run. He's up against Ashworth on his right. Goes outside, cuts in onto his right again. Goes down. Ref says no, play on. Certainly looking for a free kick there. Didn't think there was one in it myself. Matsumoto gets there and he's met by Allgate. Ref's going to come back and book him, I'd say, when the play stops. Here's Becker. Crosses. Finds Welsh in the box, but his touch forces him out, and ref does go back to Allgate and books him. As Welsh knocks the ball across and the wind takes it out the other side. Osby certainly not in any rush to get there, and Blackwood does go after this one. Try and get this game moving again quickly, but only a few seconds left. It looks like the ref will call this one as soon as this goal kick is taken. The game will finish 3-0 to Playford. Great win for them travelling down here on a Friday night. As Woolard goes long. Holds up and Kurtz gets the first touch. Mullen looks to play Dotson in, but Harpers gets there and referee brings the game to a close. Thank you for joining me here tonight at Jack Smith Park for round 19 of the RAA NPLSA. Playford coming away with a 3-0 victory. 2 goals to Tabaris, 1 to Reece Townsend in the first half. If you can get to games tomorrow, or at least watch them on the FSA League's YouTube channel, please do so. And we will see you for the next one. Good night.